Hey there in YouTube land, and tonight we're going to talk about something a little bit different. You're getting kind of a little extra Pynns perspective. I did not plan to do that tonight. I planned to do a movie review because I watched a couple horror, but tonight I'm going to give you something different. With the Halloween set coming out tomorrow, a lot of the big how to do with the whole set is from the producer's cut, finally getting a really good Blu-ray, kind of like restoration, getting out there. And, you know, a lot of us never thought we would get the producer's cut in a decent copy on a DVD or anything. I remember back in the day, I paid like $65 for a crappy, I don't know what generation, VHS copy of the producer's cut. I'm not sure how many of you guys were collectors from back in the VHS days, and like me, but also hardcore collector. So here's a question to you guys: did you guys ever pay to get like a bootleg copy of something back in the day that wasn't available, something you really wanted? I did it a few times. I mean, like, I remember there was a company, oh god, but they used to put out a lot of VHS stuff, and they had a really cool, like, slick catalog come out. It was like a small one, a video search, something or another. And anyway, I wanted to get like a lot of the original stuff and that. And this is before like a lot of them had come out. At this point, I think maybe Anchor had started to come out, and they may have put out like a couple. But if you wanted to get something like the uncut version of Opera, or Jones Opera, or just kind of 4 or 5 Square Velvet or anything like that, this was the only way you're going to get it. It wouldn't be great quality. There'd be no like cover. You'd get like a case come to mail, and maybe somebody's out there will actually remember this, with kind of a green, like a pale green case with just the name on the front of it, and kind of like a description on the back and the VHS in there. And you paid like $25 or so for an average one of those. I did that for a few things. I mean, I wanted to see certain things I wanted to see, and I was willing to pay the price for them. And people are so, you can go online and you can find a lot of stuff now. You can go in your store and you can find like stuff from Scream Factory and stuff like that you never thought was going to come out. Scorpion Releasing is putting out stuff, and so much stuff that you never thought would come out. When I was younger, I watched a VHS movie called The Children. It's about like this bus, and it goes through this kind of like fog, like toxic fog or something like that. It has been years since I've seen it. And like the kids get like dark fingernails and all become these killer kids. Troma put it out with the 25th anniversary edition. I bought it a couple years ago. I've been looking at it for ages. And back in the day, for a VHS copy, that would have paid like $30-40. When I ran a movie business where I basically sold films, and I was able to like import rare films from different countries, I actually made a fortune on stuff like that. Convoy, the movie Convoy, that with the song, I got a big old convoy, that thing, that made me a fortune back in the day. So did one of those Italian Shark Tank movies. And we take that for granted now, because people go on, and I mentioned before, I don't want to talk too much in depth about it right now, and they were bitching about the Halloween set and stuff like that, and people like crap on all kinds of stuff, but we really take for granted how far it's come for us as collectors. Back in the day, you searched out, you looked at in the back of like horror movie magazines and stuff like that, you found this little ad, you wrote in, you got a catalog come, and usually that catalog costs a bit of money. That was not a free catalog. And you had to pay $20-25 for a catalog, and after you got that catalog, then your world is open up to all these movies that you couldn't get before. And now you're like ordering stuff, and those movies are costing like $25 each, or $40 or $50, depending on like the rarity of the movie and stuff like that. And you're getting like this VHS copy. There's no cover, there's no art, and it's very much done by somebody out there that got a bunch of VCRs, a lot of tapes, and he's managed to come across some really cool, really rare stuff where he's got that. You don't know, you don't care, you're just so happy to finally have some of these movies that you've heard about, that you've read about, you've seen in magazines and books, and you've heard friends talking about, or stuff that you haven't seen, you weren't old enough to see, or you just saw it and just knew this was not coming to your area on DVD or back then on VHS. And it didn't. I mean, like, there was so much stuff that came out on VHS. There's so much stuff that came out that you didn't expect to come out, and so much stuff that just didn't get your way. Stuff that was region 2, stuff was in Germany, stuff was in other areas. And you can tell when you got like those German ones or something like that, or the ones that came out in Japan. And the and the subtitles will be down there, and then you see the fogging and stuff like that. So, because they fog like sexual gentle layers and stuff like that in Japan. Well, they did at least when I used to buy stuff from there. I'm not sure. Is that still in in the? Do they still do that? Basically, that's what I want to talk about. How far we've come. I mean, I can reach out there now and grab like right in front of me movies like Eaten Alive and Shockwaves and The Children and Pigs. There's Nothing Out There. Movies that I would have been on the hunt down to get before. I have the special edition of Bad Taste. The limited edition, like one. I know a lot of people have this one, the Anchor Bay one. And I lucked out and I bought it for like, I think maybe it was like $2 or $3 at a video game store that doesn't sell their DVDs for very expensive. And back in the day, do you know how much I paid for Bad Taste on VHS? I think it wasn't $2 or $3. It wasn't even $20. I think I paid like $35 or $40 for Bad Taste. It was one of those that you just had to have, kind of like Meet the Feebles and stuff like that. Movies you just had to see, and they weren't really easy to see. You got, if you're younger right now and you never had to deal with this, I'd like to say you're lucky, but you're not, because you missed out on a really fantastic time in collecting. I mean, just finding like one of those movies that you, in the day, that you just didn't think you're going to find. Frankenstein Unbound. It's a Roger Corman movie. You can find it anywhere now. You can get it for fairly cheap. But back in the day, it was one that was a badge of honor to find something like that. There's just so many like that nowadays. And we're so lucky and we're so spoiled with all the stuff that comes out. Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out in Blu-ray and a bunch of editions. Like, man, you have a choice. That you don't have to buy the big edition. I actually did not like the Black Maria edition. I thought it looked pretty cheesy. But that's just me. Somebody else might say, oh, that's the prize of their collection. That's definitely not the prize. That wouldn't be the prize of my collection. The Halloween set is going to be one of the prizes of my collection, and I've got a few prizes. But that's the thing. Back in the day, and I sound like such an old man when I say this, back then you could actually go out and you would search hard. I mean, I got a lot of stuff like this, and I paid a bunch for it, and I'm really glad I got it, and some are special editions and limited and all that type of stuff. But I still got the same type of feeling as I got when I bought the Breaking Bad barrel. As back when I got the that copy for Flies on Grey Velvet, which I've been searching for so long. It was an amazing time. I mean, like, and I still get that thrill when I'm online and I'm searching for stuff, and I just managed to come up on something that I really, really like. And I just want to share that with you guys tonight, because I was just thinking about it, about all that stuff, and about the days before when the Halloween 6 Producer's Cut was a $60 VHS with a really crappy quality. I think they had like a couple things tacked on at the end or something like that, and with no explanation to why it was there. Like, I'm not sure it was like extra scenes or like trailer things. It was just different stuff, and some of it actually made no sense. I remember getting one where I watched like all through it, and there was like an adult film on the end of it. Like, not right on the end, but like I just kept it going for like a few minutes because I was gone out to like probably getting tea or something like that, and came back and there's this like adult movie showing, and I'm like, okay, I guess I don't take issues before, and this one I just bought, not at a store, but of course at one of those places where you send away. That's my question to you guys today. What have you bought in bootleg? Could be DVD, could be VHS. Maybe you bought it from a vendor on the street. Maybe you're in Morocco or some country like that where it was, and all they get are the burnt stuff. And that's not their fault. It's just like there's stores like Virgin Mobile and stuff like that, but in the Medinas and places like that, that's what they got are the burns and all that stuff. So, and it's really cool to see stuff like that. I mean, I got, God, my son bought like this Batman. I think it was a Grand Theft Auto Vice City, but it was modded to, or it might have been San Andreas. It was modded anyway to look like Gotham City, which I have still to check out. I DVR'd it tonight, and I'm going to check it out tomorrow with my better half. But right now, that's the length of this video. This has been Pynns Perspective. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I really like to see your comments down below telling me exactly what it is that you guys like are looked for, what you found. Maybe you were at a wrestling tape trader back in the day. If you know what a wrestling tape trader is, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's for another video. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. And for me right now, it's time to pass out. But before I do, I I just bought the kettle. And it's been about 10 minutes, so I'm going to reboil it because it is time for tea. Have a great one. And if you are one of those people that bought and traded and know the bootleg stuff, tell me about it. I'd love to hear about it down below. Or do a video response. I love video responses.